everyone. Welcome to CCW TV, the Comic Culture Warrior video channel. I am Elliot Serrano, and this is Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Thank you for joining us here yet again on the most recognized comic video non-profit channel on YouTube.
That takes place in or around Chicago.
In or around Chicago. On Sunday afternoons.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of recognized, Jose and I, before the camera started rolling, we're talking about our experiences at C2E2, the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. It was kind of nice, actually having people recognize us. Having people come up to us and say, hey, we watch your show, we like what you do, and stuff like that. So we'll reflect a little bit on that in this.
Oh, but Elliot, people don't like it when we talk about ourselves on these videos.
Yeah, well,
no self-promotion. People hate it when we self-promote stuff. It's our videos, but we can't self-promote anything. They just want us to get to the good shit. They want us to get the reviews. So no self-promotion. Like if I were to be like, yeah, you guys should check out the CCW TV companion blog at www.comicculturewarrior.wordpress.com. People hate that. They don't want to hear that. You know what they hate even more? Like when you put up like links to the blog, like this link right here. People don't want to see that. They don't want us wasting time saying, hey, go check out our awesome blog. It's here. You know what else they don't want to hear? They don't want to hear about your awesome Geek to Me blog. They don't want to see that. They don't even want to see a link. Like this link right here that takes you to the Geek to Me blog. They don't want to see that. It's a waste of fucking time to these people.
You want to know why? Because we put the link here.
Oh.
I think they prefer if we put it here. Or how about right here, right in front of my face, so like you don't have to look at my face.
I think it would look better here, though.
There?
Right here.
Right in front of your face.
Right in front of my face. Oh. So no more self-promoting. All right. Speaking of which, the blog has been really awesome lately.
Actually, it has been pretty good.
And we have a chat room set up now. Actually, it's on the DeviantArt chat, but the links are on the blog, and had a big to-do going on last night with about 12 people at one time. That was pretty cool.
So again, what we're trying to do here, as we've always tried to do with these videos, is make them as much about the community as we can. I mean, many folks consider this show lately, because we do reviews. We do lots and lots of reviews.
Yeah.
And if you go
it's a
back
fucking
to
review show.
I know, but I mean, if you go back to the early stuff, remember how
the unwatchable stuff?
The unwatchable stuff. But even then, we like to talk about stuff outside of just comic books.
Right.
Or outside of just reviews. We like to talk about, again, it's called Comic Culture Warrior. Mm-hmm. We wanted to talk about comic culture and all the things that surround comics.
Even the annoying commenters on YouTube. That kind of falls into that.
Yeah, Rai, dude. We love you, and you're welcome to comment as much as you want. But after a while, when you just can't let something go, I'll tell you. You know what you sound like? You end up sounding like a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah, those people that you do not want knocking on your door. And then they want to talk to you about the kingdom of God, and no matter what you say to them, they're not going to let go, and they're just going to keep on you and keep on you and keep on you until finally you want to, like, throw a pot of boiling oil on them.
Yeah.
Well,
I like to call those people sycophants myself.
Sycophants.
I'm off a real fucking sycophant.
So anyway, again, sometimes we just got to know when to leave well enough alone. And that's just my little bit of advice to some of our commenters, not just Rai, but some others who, Oh, we've gotten a couple more trolls showing up on the comic boards. We had to block a couple more folks who...
Which is awesome, which means that our videos are getting watched more and more by a wider
audience. Yeah.
People, but,
And again...
Take the good with the bad.
The only thing really you need to do to get blocked from commenting is just insult us and not really make any sort of a point. I mean, you can insult us and make a point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a couple
Which
folks
most people do.
Which most people do, and I don't mind it. I mean, if it's a good shot too, I'll take it. I love it when people burn me good. But I mean, you have to also have a point behind what you're saying. And if you're just you guys are a bunch of fucking fags and nerds, and then you don't say why we're fags and nerds.
That's terrible.
Really, that's very,
Wow.
I mean, it might be true, but you got to make a point.
It's still pretty terrible.
It pretty is. I'm a cigarette.
Yeah, the truth hurts, people. It does.
So that's the only thing that'll get you banned. Oh, and an oldie but again, I don't even know if I really should be mentioning him.
Oh.
Remember Brandon Hex, who got blocked like all 10 different ways, and he had to
why are you bringing that?
He was on. I caught him. He got banned from a bunch of other boards too.
Oh.
So it wasn't just us. So I just found it interesting, and he was like kind of a dork, kind of a troll dork. Anyway.
I love the fact that this video is probably at 7 minutes and we haven't talked of anything of substance at all.
Anything? Okay, hey.
And let me tell you this: if you guys are going to complain about something, if you really think that we're not going to just drive that shit into the ground like we're doing right now, seriously, if you're going to whinge about something, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get us doing even more of it.
Should I beg now?
No.
Should I start begging?
No.
Should I beg Ben Wonder to come back?
Because remember when you
Should
did
I beg Ben Wonder to come back?
Yeah.
Ben Wonder, please! Please! He said he wasn't going to follow us anymore.
That's
He
too
said he
bad,
was
because
done.
we're too negative. Because we pissed all over his pretty boy, Jeff Johns. I've had enough of this, you guys are too negative. But then the next video, the next two videos, we talked about how awesome Shield #1 was. We talked about how awesome Turf #1 was. Mm-hmm. And we spooged all over Invincible Returns #1. So... Yeah. I don't know what the hell you want.
Yeah, no.
But you can't be negative to anything that anybody likes.
Please come back, please. My life isn't complete without you.
That community's better without that shit.
No. We see. But anyway, speaking of something of substance, back to an issue of what some people were like just fighting for, and talking about how great it was. You saw Kick-Ass, right?
Yes. Yes, I did.
By the time this video airs, the box office results should be out, and not only does
for this weekend or for the week?
The week after.
Well, for the weekend. What the fuck are you talking about?
By the time context. Okay. Let's say the first week Kick-Ass came out. The first weekend Kick-Ass
it barely beat a 4-week-old movie.
Barely beat How to Train Your Dragon. Mm-hmm. Just barely. I mean, it was like a $200,000 difference, something like that. Since then, it's fallen like off the face of the earth. I mean, it's like, mind you, How to Train a Dragon is still like the #1 film. It's still like raking in all this money. Mm-hmm. But Kick-Ass, I mean, I don't even know where it placed. I know it dropped out of like a top 5. Mm. So, Geek Girl Diva of the Entertainment Earth website posted a really nice comment about that saying that, and it's something that we've talked about time and time again, that when you make a movie tailored exclusively to the niche that are comic book fanboys, the movie's not going to go over. It's just comic book fanboys cannot carry a film to the kind of box office that movie studios expect right now.
But didn't we carry Watchmen?
No, we didn't. Remember, Watchmen kind of flopped too. It didn't do the numbers that they wanted.
I could have swore that movie made like a couple $100 million.
No, it made a lot of money. Well, but it didn't make back everything that went into promoting it. I mean, mind you, it sure as hell didn't do Iron Man numbers.
Yeah, I knew all that, but I thought overall, Watchmen actually did pretty decent for what it was.
Was decent for what it was, but mind you, that taught movie studios that if you make something that's like, say, too faithful to the source material, you alienate a lot of folks.
Obviously, that didn't bother Lionsgate at all. That's why they released Kick-Ass. They didn't get the memo on that.
Well, didn't you say they changed a lot of stuff in Kick-Ass?
Well, no, they changed the ending because the ending wasn't done yet in the comic. Mm-hmm. So, and guess what? Everything that changed in the movie from the comic was the best stuff in the movie.
And didn't he get the girl in the movie?
Yes.
He gets the girl in the movie.
Oh, spoiler. Shit. We're going to get shit for that.
He gets the girl in the movie, and I heard that they really softened the way the character was. That he wasn't so really such a total loser, but kind of a sad sack, but still kind of.
Well, they showed
endearing,
the jerking off parts at the beginning, which you really just made you not like the character.
Yeah.
Well, the movie was terrible. I'm done talking about that movie.
To the point being, you need to make these movies more accessible. They have to be more accessible to a wider audience so that they can get the kind of box office that studios are expecting. Think about it. Think about the movies that are based on comic books that make the most money. Look at The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. Okay? The Dark Knight, for as faithful as you might say it was to the comics, I mean, it really pushes away from the genre of superhero.
It wasn't a superhero movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a superhero movie.
Crime movie.
But people looked at it because it had Batman in it. They looked at it as a superhero movie. But yeah, The Dark Knight is a crime movie. Even science fiction in general. I mean, the number one movie of all time now, Avatar. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, what was it about Avatar? I mean, it's really a very simplistic story.
That's exactly what it was. You know, everyone's like, I get this movie. I love it. It must be the best thing ever.
But what did fanboys say about it? You know, I just as many, I mean...
Aren't they calling themselves avatars?
Avatars?
No, I'm serious. Isn't that what they call them?
I don't know.
Or is that what people call them?
Call them the avatars? Probably.
Yeah.
The thing is that people who are diehard sci-fi fans really don't like Avatar. You know, they just don't. They kind of like look down their noses at it. But Avatar appealed to the widest audience, and it's not, and you can't say it was just to see the 3D, because friggin' Clash of the Titans.
It was just the 3D. I just said it, man.
Yeah. Clash of the Titans is not going to rake in that kind of box office.
Well, Clash of the Titans, we talked about it briefly last week. I actually saw it, but I saw it in 2D.
Right.
Because everyone, it was getting bad reviews from people who saw it in 3D because they said the 3D looked like shit. Because the movie wasn't shot in 3D.
Right.
They made it, so I saw it in 2D, and I actually enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. So,
wider audiences is what you need to go for. Niche audiences just don't work. We said it here last year that was going to be the case.
We're always ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we're always ahead of the curve. But nobody listens to us. Or they call us crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or they say we're haters. We're haters.
We are haters.
And we're negative.
We are haters.
That's all I'm saying. Make movies for everyone, not just for fanboys. You put a dash of comic book stuff there. I'm telling you right now, I've been seeing some of the stuff for Iron Man 2. It looks really cool.
It does.
But it's made to appeal to a wider audience. Yeah. A wider audience. When we come back, we'll talk about some other forms of entertainment on television. Hope to see you then.